All right, everybody. My intro is a little shorter than Gonzo. Gonzo do that 4-minute intro. I'm gonna do a 30-second intro. Uh, welcome to the afternoon Blitz, where we plan to talk about the Astros falling, the Yankees rising, the Cubs drumming of the Reds, the Lakers ascension, and Tiger Woods at the Masters, Royal McIlroy, can he become the number 6 guy to get a Grand Slam in golf history? We're going to talk about it all. But before I get involved in all of that, let me introduce the a-hole of the year, the man of the hour, Frankie the Yankee. And I'm not talking about Frankie Montas. I'm talking about the original OG, the original, the one and only that Frankie Montas copied off of. Foxborough Frankie's not here, but Frankie the Yankee is. What's up, my brother?
What's going on, Jay? Thank you for that special introduction, because it is true. I am the one and true only Frankie the Yankee. Frankie Montas don't got what I got, and that's rings around my neck, baby.
Man, hey, let's start it off with. Let's just go ahead and start off with the Lakers, man. I know that's your team. I know that's those are your guys. Let's just start there for tonight or for today. We know that when the season first started, everybody was like, it's the same old bullshit. Lakers are gonna, Bron's gonna come out there. He's gonna get hurt. AD's gonna get hurt. They're gonna ride this whatever. They were, and it came to fruition. They started off the season. They're at the bottom down there with the Rockets and the Spurs and everything else. But slowly and surely, they started to make some moves. They brought in D'Angelo. They brought in Vanderbilt and a few other guys. And AD finally kind of started to get healthy again. Bron is starting to come back from his foot injury. And this team has found themselves at the number 7 spot with a huge, monumental game. Bigger than Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes. Bigger than the Usos losing to Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. We're going to see the Clippers of LA versus the Los Angeles freaking Lakers for the end all be all of who's going to be in the play-in and who's going to be in the Glory Land number 6 spot. What do you say about this, Frankie the Yankee?
You couldn't say it any better, Jay. You couldn't say it any better, because you yourself, before this season started, had said that you did not believe the Lakers will make it back to the promised lands of the playoffs. You yourself had said you don't believe that the Lakers will make it into the play-in. And in the beginning of the season, everybody was right. Everybody was right. We were about two seats above the Rockets. Everyone was there. Everyone seen it. Everyone was on my ass about it. Then the trade deadline came, and God be glory gave us some shooters finally. Giving us D'Angelo Russell, like you said. Giving us Justin Vanderbilt, like you said. Giving us Malik Beasley, like you didn't say.
I didn't.
There's so much good happening in the Lakers organization right now, and I just feel really, really proud of my boys. They went from being in the 13th spot to the 12th spot to the 11th spot, into the play-in on the 10th spot, worked their way up into the 7th spot, and now find themselves with a tied record with the LA Clippers, who I like to call, kind of like my Mets, my redheaded stepchild that I give no damn shit about, and I don't want to contact. And it comes down to tonight, Jay. Tonight, Wednesday night, in LA at Crypto.com Arena, the home of the Lakers, the rental home of the Clippers. It's happening. Who is getting that number 6 spot? The Lakers had it last night, Jay. They had it last night for about 20 minutes. They had it. But of course, OKC did not walk away with the victory in Golden State to beating the Warriors. But it's okay. It's all right. The Warriors know we're right there looking at them. They know. So what I had to say to this, Lakers, get this win tonight because we're hot, baby. 4 in a row. 4 wins in a row. Beating the Utah Jazz in what I can say was an absolute glorious nail biter, having me in the seat of the edge of my seat. My palms were sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. There was vomit on the sweater already. Mom's spaghetti. That's how nervous I was watching the Jazz and the Lakers play last night because the Lakers had a 10-point lead. The Jazz come back with under like a minute and a half and go on a 10-0 run to make it a tie game. LeBron James failed layup at the end. Who would have thought that LeBron James, the king, the GOAT, the guy that they say is the best on the court, misses the layup to force overtime? But don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, LeBron James made up for it, making that last layup in overtime to seal the deal and getting a 2-point victory over the Utah Jazz. And that's exactly what we needed. We tied with the Clippers. We're going to beat the Clippers tonight. We're going to successfully get that number 6 spot, and everything will be glory. I wouldn't have to worry about play-ins. I wouldn't have to worry about my boys being tired. My boys can rest. There'll be 2 games after that, but I ain't worried. I'm not worried, Jay. Tonight is what matters the most, and I feel real confident. I feel real strong that my boys are going to come out victorious on this one.
Yeah, and there's a lot of things we need to unpack with this Lakers team that I really want to kind of dive into a little bit, if you don't mind, Frankie. The first thing let's talk about the unattainable. The unattainable for the Lakers would be the number 5 or the number 4 spot with Phoenix. You guys got 3 games left. By the way, one of those games is against the Phoenix Suns, by the way.
Right after,
but
after
I do think, but I think that I think the Phoenix might be, mathematically it might be a little hard to get to that number 4 spot. But let's talk about what's in the realm of possibility. The realm of possibility is this. Right now, like you said, you're at 41-38, Clippers 41-38. You win tonight, you slide up into number 6. But you're only half a game out from number 5, Golden State. I don't think that 6 is your end-all, be-all destination, Frankie. I think it's very, very attainable that you slide into number 5. But I will say this: if we can, please, let's go to tonight. I don't know if Golden State is playing tonight. It doesn't look like they are, so they actually have tonight off. So you won't be able to. So tonight you'll work on solidifying number 6. Then you can turn your attention to number 5. If you look at Thursday, I don't see the Golden State has 2 back-to-back nights off, and then you got the night off too. So let's go to Friday. Friday, that's when I think we see Golden State, and it is. They play the number 3 team, the Kings. I think the Kings can. Hey, they have an opportunity I think the Kings can beat them.
Can you answer me this? Is it home or is it away for the Warriors?
It's an away game. It will be in Sacramento, which is interestingly enough, Frankie. Let's put it this way. Friday's the next biggest day for you. Your number 1 tasking is to win tonight, secure your number 6 spot. Then you get a couple of days off. You and the Warriors get a couple of days off. Then on Friday, that's like tonight is your Royal Rumble. Tonight's your Royal Rumble. Friday could be your WrestleMania. And I'm only speaking on the regular season. We're not talking playoffs. We're not even there yet. We're just specifically talking regular season. So tonight's your Royal Rumble. Friday is your WrestleMania. If you beat the Phoenix Suns Friday, let me back up. If you win tonight and then Friday you beat Phoenix and Golden State loses away to Sacramento, well, then you hold the golden ticket to the number 5 spot, baby. Now, before we get into that, let's talk a couple of things. I wonder, and this is where I want to start asking you some questions. Now, your win against Utah, you blew by my Rockets pretty easily. I'm not going to lie. You took care of business over there. Now you go to Utah. Anthony Davis has to put up 42 minutes. Braun puts up 40 minutes coming off that foot injury. Braun even said it himself that overtime win was 5 minutes too long, 5 minutes more than what he wanted to spend on that foot. Let me ask you this. You know both these guys are injury plagued. You know they are. What does a game like this mean for them physically going into – now, again, they will get 2 days off, which I think is the blessing in disguise. But they got to play tonight, Frankie. Do you think that those heavy minutes that they logged in the previous game with Utah is going to have an issue or an effect with tonight against the Clippers?
I do think it will come into effect a little bit, honestly. Our boys did look a little bit gassed towards the end of the game. And not just that, we have to travel as well overnight. We have to travel from Utah and go back home to LA. I know it's not a far travel, but it's a travel.
Right.
Normally the boys will, have their game and then be able to go to the hotel and rest and stuff like that. No, these boys had their game, changed into clothes, did their little press conference, hopped on the plane and went back to LAX. So they had to, they got to travel, and then, they get like a couple of hours of sleep, and then have to go back to the court to get, some shooting around, some practicing around, probably some final talks and discussions in the locker room. And then, it's go time, baby. I think it does come into effect a little bit, but I know, LeBron James know what he has to get done. Anthony Davis knows what he has to get done. I feel like the reason why we went into overtime with Utah, D'Angelo Russell didn't play. If we had our main point guard and D'Angelo Russell on the court, I feel like it would have been more of a better win. Instead of going into overtime, it would have been a more successful win. And that's just that's the way the ball game is played, man. It's the way the ball game is played, and I'm not 100% on Dennis Schroeder. Anthony Reeves, everybody knows how much of an Anthony Reeves fan I am. I've been riding Anthony Reeves since the very beginning. I've been saying that this kid was amazing. I remember early in the season, I thought he was a rookie, and everybody was trolling me for that. That's how like Anthony Reeves was to me. Like, I didn't even know this kid was on the Lakers for that long. He was on our team for about a year or 2 years or whatever now, and I thought this guy was a rookie. So I'm really falling in love with Anthony Reeves. The question is for me, or the problem for me is D'Angelo Russell playing tonight? And I really hope that this man does play, because it'll give us a better shot and a better chance at beating the Clippers rather than having Dennis Schroeder come out and lead the point guard position. But and then another thing I'm sorry, I didn't mean that, but another thing to add to your thing, Jay, we don't get a couple of days off. We get just 1 day off, and I think that's for traveling. Oh no, we're home against Phoenix, so we get to stay home in LA, but we only get 1 day off, not like Golden State where they're getting 2 days off.
Well, let's see. So you play tonight. This is Wednesday. You're right. You get 1 day off, but at least I will say this in your favor is at least it's a home game. At least you're in your own stadium. You're not Braun's going to be in his own bed tonight. He's going to do his own routines and things like that. So, and those are big things, Frankie. It's a big thing when you're at home, you're in your own bed, you're with your wife, your kids, your settings. Mentally, it's a good thing, and I think physically too. But here's the deal, man. Do you see Reeves kind of like taking on a hero for the Miami Heat? Do you see Reeves kind of taking that position with the Lakers?
I do, honestly. I feel like this man he's playing some straight up good ball, and I feel like he wants that starting shooting guard position. Honestly, he's not going to get the point guard position. That's D'Angelo Russell's spot. Knowing the Lakers organization from when he got drafted by us, and then improving his game skills by going to different teams, and then coming back and doing what he's doing since the trade deadline, that's automatically D'Angelo Russell's spot. I feel like what he's doing is he's showing out to the Lakers and to the fans that, hey, I can ball. I might be a white boy, but I can ball with these guys, and that's exactly what he's doing. And I think that's what he wants, is that starting shooting guard position. Nobody else should get that but Austin Reeves, and he's been happening the past couple of games. This guy's been starting in the lineup next to LeBron James, D'Angelo Russell, and I believe the last person is Trent Brown Jr. or Troy Brown Jr., whatever his name is. But that's like, and Austin Reeves he's gonna be a future like good Laker. He's gonna literally be a future good Laker. He kind of reminds me, Jay, of an Alex Caruso kind of way, but the difference is Alex Caruso is great on defense, and Austin Reeves is a really good shooter. I'm not saying Alex Caruso is not a good shooter. Alex Caruso can make his shots when he needs to, but the difference is Alex Caruso is a great defender, and Austin Reeves is a really good shooter.
By the way, Facebook just told me I done shared so damn much they restricted my shit. They said I can't post for an hour. You know what I say to Facebook? And we drive on. Yeah, man, it's crazy to me. It's crazy. You know, and here's the thing, man. You know, I think Reeves, Beasley, you know, Schroeder, you know, all these guys that are on your bench, they're gonna have to step up big time. What's that new guy that they just got? Kachimura? Am I saying his name right?
Roy, yeah, I think he's saying it right. It's really hard. It's really hard last name. I like to call him by his first name, Ro or Ru, but his last name is the guy we got. I think it was from Denver or something like that.
Yeah, what I'm saying is these guys, right? These bench guys, they have got to step up and take that next evolutionary step to support Braun, Davis, you know, and company. You know, that's what's going to be the difference for LA. In order for LA, in my opinion, Frankie, if LA is to do anything this season beyond just making it to the playoffs at the number 5 spot at best, going into it, this bench, they've got to step their game up. It can't just be Braun and Davis. Even though Braun and Davis is the catalyst, you've got to have that bench support. These guys got to go to that next level if they're going to compete with the likes of a Memphis, a Denver, a Sacramento, and the list goes on, right? These guys have got to step up. In your opinion, Frankie, I know Austin Reeves, we know what he can do. Do you think, because a lot of people are doubting you guys. A lot of people are like, I guarantee you the narrative is out there. Okay, the Lakers, yeah, okay, great. They made the playoffs. You know, they're out of the play-in, whatever. Great on them, but that's it. That's it. They're done. Okay, that's as much accolades I'm gonna give them. They also said the same damn shit about Dallas going against Phoenix, and then Dallas beats Phoenix and goes to Golden State. Of course, we know how that turned out. I don't believe in bullshit narratives. I think, you know, you can rewrite narratives, right? You can have Cinderella stories. Do you think that this Lakers team can rewrite that narrative of what people are saying about them and get further along than just making the playoffs?
Jay, we've been rewriting that narrative since the trade deadline. We've been rewriting that narrative. People were saying, you know, oh, they're still outside looking in, and then we're in the play-in. Oh, well, you know, they're going to get to the play-in, but they're probably not going to make it to the playoffs. They're going to lose to these teams in the play-in. Okay, well, now we're close enough to get to the playoffs if we get this win tonight. Then they're going to say, like you just said, they're in the playoffs. They're going to be a first-round exit. We've been rewriting this narrative since the trade deadline, and everybody on the Lakers know it. And it's, you know, the bench. I agree with you. Sometimes the bench doesn't look good to carry the helm for the starters when they need to. But they have done that at certain times and in certain games. Do I want to see it continuously happen to help us get to the promised land? Absolutely. Absolutely. But the one thing that concerns me and that bothers me really much with the Lakers is our turnovers and our lack of defense when it happens. When the Lakers get too comfortable with a lead, the lack of defense happens. When the Lakers currently and constantly play, the turnovers constantly happen. By the end of the first quarter, the Lakers are at like 9 or 10 turnovers, double-digit number turnovers. You can't have that happen in the first quarter. You can't. If you want to win a championship, you need defense, and you need to stop turning the ball over. No matter if it's out of bounds, no matter if it's trying to force it in. We've seen it when LeBron James came back, and I told everybody the one reason we lost was because LeBron came and he's forcing everything to AD in the paint when he's surrounded by 3 players. So you're basically turning the ball over every damn time. And that's the one thing that's wrong with the Lakers is the turnover. I'm not worried about the bench.
Yeah, I agree.
The bench
Totally
the
agree.
bench steps up when the bench steps up. Don't get me wrong. They step up when they step up. It's the turnovers that bother me. And it's the lack of defense towards the end of the game that also bothers me.
And okay, so let's examine, if you will, the last 3 games of the Lakers season. Obviously, tonight you get the Clippers. Friday night you get the Phoenix Suns. And then amazingly, I love how this storyline is playing out, because you end the season playing the Utah Jazz. The same team that took you to overtime in LA.
In Utah.
Now you're going to Utah and their home court. My point is this. You got 3 hard games to play. It's not going to be easy, Frankie. Rounding out this season is not. You don't have an easy path. You got probably, in my opinion, the hardest path left to really earn that playoff spot. You guys are literally going to earn your battle scars going into the playoffs. Your team is going to be thoroughly tested before you even see the playoffs. Would you agree with that?
I do agree with you.
So let me ask you this. Hold on. Let me ask you this. Stay with me on this truck, because we're on the storyline. Stay with me on the storyline now, Frankie, because the main question's coming up. I'm just setting the preamble right now. LeBron just came off of 40 minutes. Davis just came off 42 minutes. You're getting ready to go into the Clippers tonight, which is probably going to have to see a lot more minutes from both of them. And then you got Phoenix, which is going to require, again, the same thing. And then you got Utah, which you just came off of, which gave you a hard time. And you're going to be in their backyard. The question I have is, can LeBron and Anthony keep up this pace of play and stay healthy for the playoffs? And then 2, can their bench, or will the bench, rise up and take some of the pressure off of AD and them to allow them to get these wins?
I do think that the bench can help LeBron James and AD out. I really, really do, because they know what's ahead of them and they know what they need to do to get to where they want to be. The minutes for AD and LeBron, it doesn't concern me no matter LeBron coming off of foot surgery or not. He says that he feels good, and I'm going to stick to behind what LeBron James said. He's feeling good. The man just came off of a 30-point win yesterday. I mean, like you said, played 40 minutes. That's fine. That's fine. You get your minutes in tonight. No matter how tired you are, you got to rest tomorrow. You get to rest tomorrow. And then you got to face off against Phoenix. The one thing that I'm happy about, and you said it backwards, Jay, we just came from Utah. We were just in Utah. So
yeah,
our last game against Utah is in LA. So what gets
I apologize. Yes, you're right. I'm sorry. You're correct.
No, you're fine. You're totally fine. And that's what makes me a little bit happy is we're scheduled for an away game today, but we're home. We're home. We're in crypto.com. So LeBron James and Anthony, this is an advantage for us because we're basically home for 3 straight games. And I feel like that's what's going to, there's something different with players playing at home rather than playing on the road. I feel like LeBron James, the only reason he said what he said was because we didn't deserve it. Honestly, we shouldn't have gone into overtime. Like I said, we had a 10-point lead within 2 minutes, and the Utah Jazz ended up having a little bit of fire in them and just went on a 10-0 run. And that goes back to what I said a little while ago. The lack of defense on the Lakers when they decide it's the end of the game, they think they got it in the bag. No, they start letting go on their defense. That can't happen. That really cannot happen. So if they look and they see what they did wrong and they say, okay, well, we got to get back into competition mode. We got to get back into defense mode. I feel like, we got it. We could get it in the bag here. Grant you, I honestly do think that we're going to lose to the Suns. Because the last time we played the Phoenix Suns, we didn't play KD. This time KD's back. So now it's a little tougher. It's going to be a little tougher for the Lakers because now you got to cover Kevin Durant, DeAndre Ayton, Chris Paul, Devin Booker. Like you gotta cover all these people. That's where it's like, and I know what the Phoenix Suns are gonna plan on doing. Once LeBron James and AD, there is times when both of them are off the court. Once those two are off the court, that's where Phoenix is gonna start hitting us. Because what Phoenix like to do is they like to take out Devin Booker early, and once these guys come out, he starts bringing in people. Devin Booker. He starts bringing in DeAndre Ayton. He brings in Chris Paul. He starts bringing in those. They start bringing in those weapons once those two come out, and that's that's where the Lakers need to focus and be like, okay, we know what they're gonna do. That's where like you said, Jay. That's where the bench has to realize we need to step up here. We know what they're gonna do. There's a lot of scenario, but I really do think, and I really have high hopes that the Lakers are going to end up in the 6th seed by the end of this. Hopefully the 5th. All I need is one team out there to beat the Golden State Warriors because we got them on the head-to-head. We got the Warriors on the head-to-head this year. So all I need is one team by Sunday's finale to beat the Golden State Warriors. And your boy will be sitting in the 5th spot of the playoffs, getting ready to face off against the Phoenix Suns again in the first round. But I don't want that. I want the 6th spot as much as it'll be an accomplishment to get the 5th. I want the 6th spot so that way I can face off against our division rivals, the fake Sacramento Kings.
It's interestingly enough, a couple of things. Let me just talk a couple of things. Number one, I still think Gonzo, you could probably take a breather, man. Me and Frankie got the rest of this show, man. You just go ahead and take a nice snooze, take a nice relaxing nap. I'm teasing with you guys. I love you. No, Frankie, but seriously, man, let me ask you this, man. D'Angelo Russell. I don't know what it's about Lakers and feet, but D'Angelo Russell is obviously having a foot issue himself. He's day to day. He's looking to be back. I think D'Angelo Russell. I think there's two X factors for your team. I think the first X factor is off of your bench in Reeves, right? I think the second X factor for you guys is D'Angelo Russell and what he brings to the starting rotation as well. And he's getting ready to come back off of that injury as well that he's day to day on. So, do you think? Trying to know what's going with that comment. Do you think? And then again, I haven't seen nothing from Mo Bamba lately. Is Mo Bamba? What's going on with him? I have not seen anything.
He's been
even
out.
on their depth chart. He's not really truly listed.
He's been out. He's on injury right now. It was he was out for it said like 3 weeks or whatever. If we make the playoffs, he'll be back by playoffs.
Interesting, and they're gonna. I'll tell you because they're gonna need Mo Bamba to really help out at that center position with David. I think that's another thing too. I think not having Mo Bamba is what's increasing Anthony Davis's minutes. If you had Bamba in there, I think Davis wouldn't have to play quite as much, and that is going to be huge come playoff time for you to have Bamba healthy. You know what I'm saying?
It's funny you say that because the person that's been picking up the minutes and the weight for Anthony Davis has been Wayne Gabriel.
Yeah,
so
Wayne.
He's been doing phenomenal in the center position. Getting our defensive rebounds when we need to, getting the blocks when he needs to, because the man literally gets a lot of blocks. And everybody's Mo Bamba this, Mo Bamba that. Listen, once we got him, I'm over here Mo Bamba.
Oh!
I'm huge on that dude, but I just Wayne Gabriel's been there all year. He knows how we play better than Mo Bamba does. And I feel like when the playoffs come and with the history of injury throughout this year alone with Orlando and with the Lakers, Mo Bamba should not be our backup center to Anthony Davis. I feel like Wayne Gabriel should be that guy just because he's been getting a lot of minutes and protecting or helping out Anthony Davis. Mo Bamba should just be that extra dude in case somebody gets hurt or in case for extra minutes or something like that. So both men can rest. I don't think Mo Bamba is going to be that successful in the Lakers come playoff time, and it's not because of his skills in basketball or how he plays in the game. it's because of his recent histories of injuries, and this is this year alone with the Magics and the Lakers. Rob
Yeah, no
Scott.
doubt. Rob
J
Scott!
Lovin, what's happening?
Frankie, I have one. I do have one last question I want to ask you. I got one last question, and then we'll get everybody else involved in this. I'm sorry, hey guys, Rob. Hey, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, and Chris not be, but I got to finish off this last Lakers topic real quick, and then we got a whole plethora. Guys, I'm gonna turn the show back over to you, but because I know you finally got your stuff reconciled. So now, but let me before we go, and I get the show back over to Gonzo.
I don't mind talking Lakers. Go ahead.
Hold on. I just got to ask you this. I got two questions. Number one, now that the Lakers took over the GM duties from LeBron and gave it back to Pelinka and company to make these specific trades to get the Lakers where they are now, you can see the Lakers were really at fault for letting LeBron have too much control over who was to come in and play with him and versus that. Now that the Lakers took control over that and they said, okay, now we're going to make these specific moves. Yeah, LeBron had an input, but I think Pelinka and company definitely took back that team and said, okay, we're going to give you these players, and that's now where we are. Do you think, and also bringing in Darvin Ham to be your head coach, Ham has really got to get some credit here. I think Ham has done a specifically great job with this Lakers squad. I think Lakers management finally got their head out of their asses and put the right players back in process to compete with Bron. How do you look at now Darvin Ham and his contribution to the Lakers?
I feel like Darvin Ham turned his way around because in the beginning, towards the middle of the season, way before the All-Star break and the trade deadline, he wasn't taking accountability and responsibility to himself. He was basically going out there and putting it on the team and putting it on the players. Well, I've been telling them to do this and they're doing that. You know, they got to fight for it, but they're not fighting for it. Like he's doing all that for the social media, and then he turned it around once he sees the Lakers winning. Right, he turned it around. He by the trade deadline, he noticed that he doesn't have Russell Westbrook no more. He knows he doesn't have Patrick Beverly no more. You know, you got rid of a lot of day two draft picks to get these shooters, and he realized, okay, well, we got a way better lineup here than what we did before the All-Star break and the trade deadline. And I feel like, you know, he's done really well since then. You know, we have a winning record. We're over 500 since the first time since January of 2021 or 2022. I apologize. I feel like, you know, this man he's been doing really good success there in the Lakers organization. It just came down to him needing the perfect pieces around LeBron and AD. Russell Westbrook and Patrick Beverly just wasn't it. And now that we have those shooters, those young core shooters around him, I feel like now he's, you know, they're getting into the groove of things and they're starting to like know what they got to do. And Darvin Ham knows what he has to do. It's starting to work.
Mike, really watch the road.
Shut up, man.
Watch the road, Mike. That's how accidents happen. Real quick, Frankie, not to cut you off, but I do want to say this.
What do you mean not to cut him off? You just cut him off.
Hold on, Anthony Price. I specifically just said, and I said in my soliloquy that I said in my soliloquy that LeBron James probably did have an input, but it was not his sole decision making. Secondly, I will tell you this: if LeBron ever wants to get in the conversation as being a Michael Jordan equal, this is the time. He's got to take this team, win a championship, and then I'll start putting LeBron in equality with Michael Jordan. Gonzo, I've taken over your team this show long enough. I'll give you back the show.
Hey Jay, you're fine. You're fine. Keep going.
He said, Jay, you're fine. Keep going. I never heard that in my life, but okay. Hey, by the way, my brother Mike, how you doing, brother? You look, but don't look at me. Look at the road. You're making me nervous. You look, man. You are not Paul Walker. This is not Fast and the Furious. You are not making that crazy non-look stop at this light. Okay.
I mean, if I was Paul Walker,
you're like the classic poster child for Mayhem on that commercial. This is where mayhem happens.
Stop it.
Mess you up.
By the way, that is a
Stop
fresh
talking
cut
like
and beard
that.
lineup. I do like your haircut.
Dude, he messed
Stop
me up.
talking to
Got
him
me
like
red in the
that.
face.
But no, hey, so just so you guys are tracking, me and Frankie have been talking about the Lakers for the last few minutes, man. And basically their rise out of, let's just say, the bottom cellar dwellers. Now they're looking at possibly tonight, if they get the win, making it out of the play-in into the number 6 spot with an eventuality, if they can continue to win, maybe even the 5th spot and having Golden State slide out of the 5th spot. Mike, I'm going to start with you. Rob Scott, we're going to finish with you on this. And then Gaza, if you're there, I'll let you wrap it up. Mike, what is your opinion?
It's been 36 minutes.
Hey, what is your opinion of the Lakers, man? Can they get to? I mean, what are we doing? What's going on with them?
I don't know. I mean, I think they're nice, and I've told Frankie I think they're nice, but I really have no idea what they look like in the playoffs because it's not the same team as it was back in 2020. So I think looking for it for what it is, if D'Angelo Russell can get back and be himself, I think they got a pretty good shot to do great things. I'm not going to say they're going to go to the finals, but I'm not going to say that it's out of the conversation. I think it'll be hard, and it'd be one of the craziest roads to the finals that anybody's ever gone on, because you would have to go through, Golden State, Phoenix, Memphis, and all these other. You got the triple-time MVP back to back probably, and Jokic. So, I mean, it would be really crazy to see them come out, and then have to face Boston or Milwaukee or whatever it's going to be. I think it would, or the Bulls, or it would be something crazy like that. But, yeah, I mean, I think they're doing their thing. I think Frankie's been waiting for this all season long, and it's finally coming together at the right time.
Yeah, Frankie's definitely been waiting on this. Real quick, I'm going to go to what Damien's saying, and I'll explain to you what I'm trying to say, Damien. He said, Jay, how can you put MJ and LeBum ass in the same category when MJ has 6 rings, LeBron only? I'm going to tell you why. Because if LeBron can take this group, if LeBron can take this group that was basically written off as, and people still have written off as not going anywhere, if he can take a group like this, especially at his age and his health, and get them over the top and get them a ring, how can you not say that he's in a level with MJ to a certain level? I mean, it's a very tall task that most people can't achieve. And if he can lead this team to that level of status, then you gotta start putting him in that conversation. I don't know how you don't, especially with all the accolades and accomplishments, especially being the scoring leader, the passing leader, and everything. I don't know how you can eliminate him. I understand rings are rings, but let's look beyond just the ring. And there's a lot more to the game than just the ring to put him in that category. Okay. Rob Scott, man, my question for you is this, brother, man. And I asked the same question of Frankie. The last 3 games that LeBron's got to play, coming off that big, heavy minute-driven Utah overtime win, he's got to play the Clippers tonight. He's got to play Phoenix on Friday, and then the last game is back in Utah and LA. Can he sustain this, man? Is it sustainable?
Yeah, I think LeBron has had some, he's had some time off due to injury, unfortunately. But, it's kind of, it was needed. LeBron is at that age now where he needs some rest. Excuse the wind, y'all. I'm standing outside. It's a beautiful day here in Chicago. We don't get these quite often around this time of year.
You're called the Windy City for a reason.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord.
If you're looking for Stormy Daniels, he's not out there.
I'm looking for.
It's storming here.
You said if I'm looking for who?
I made a Trump. I'm going to play on Trump. I said if you're looking for Stormy Daniels, she's not out there.
Oh, that's what I was about to say. My name ain't D. Treasy.
No, man.
But the Lakers. Honestly, you got to give a shout out to Rob Pelinka, pulling the trigger on those trades, getting Westbrook out of there, and I'm still a fan. He just didn't fit with the bringing in those shooters. not only helped Anthony Davis game out, which now you have the spacing out there to let AD go to work down low. Now you're helping out Austin Reeves because there's not too many chefs in the kitchen, and we see that he can actually be the second playmaker to LeBron. So I just think the Lakers right now they're clicking on another level. I don't really look at last night. I know they gave up like a 10-point lead in the fourth for like a minute or something left to go. But Utah, one of those games, especially Market is not there. Jordan Clarkson not there. Kessler wasn't there. Their big three wasn't there. THT went to work last night. So I just think that's a game that you mark on your calendar. Like we gonna go ahead and get this win. You know what I'm saying? We barely show up, but I know they're gonna be pumped for the Clippers. They're definitely gonna be pumped for the Suns. I'm interested to see that matchup. Hopefully, to God, everybody's healthy in that matchup, and then they're gonna go ahead and end it in Utah. I say the Lakers they avoid the play-in and they get that 6th spot.
Yeah, I think they get an opportunity to get that number 5 spot. To be honest with you, it just depends on how it works out in Phoenix. I think Phoenix is going to be the main game. I mean, and obviously that's set aside the Clippers. Obviously, the Clippers are going to be a team, but I think that Phoenix game is really going to be the telltale sign as to whether or not they could get the 5 spot. And I say that because Golden State still has to go against the number 3 team in Sacramento on Friday, so they're not going to have exactly an easy cakewalk to keep that 5 spot either. So I think a lot of things can happen. I think a lot of things are going to happen. And I don't think 5 or 6 is 100% solidified by any means. And I think the Lakers still have at least a 40 to 50% chance of making it to that number 5 spot.
Jay,
hold on. Number 2, real quick, Rob, I'm going to come to you. Number 2, real quick, Glenn Robinson. There's no freaking way right now. I understand the accolades he has, but there's no way in hell right now that he is equal to or better than MJ. That's just not happening. Go ahead, Rob. Boy, Rob, you watch so inside, baby. I can't understand a damn thing coming out your mouth.
You know the Warriors. They not taking the Warriors spot. Calm down.
Oh, they ain't taking the Warriors spot.
I didn't say they were. If you just heard me, I said 40 to 50% chance that they take the 5 spot.
More like no chance in hell.
Said no chance in hell. Rob, that's you being biased.
More like losers. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, no, you're not going to come in here and do that unless you got factual data that can back that. Let me tell you something about the
I do have factual data.
Hold on. Let me tell you about the afternoon blitz. We don't allow you to come on this show unless you got factual data, Mike. You're going to have to come here with better than losers.
But I was just talking. I don't even know what the topic is. I
know. Let me tell you something, Mike. Let me tell you one thing. That beautiful face that you have, it only gets you so far. It only gets you so far, Mike, and then intellect has to take over.
It gets me pretty far. I'm pretty fucking far, bro. Yeah. Come on. Hey, you want to see my factual evidence? Come on, Rob. Look at it with me. Yeah, for them.
Can I just say this I just want to say this to Rob though. Rob, you say that, but literally the Lakers were over the Warriors last night for about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
It just the OKC just couldn't get the job done. But I guarantee you, by the next game, the Warriors are going to lose. And you want to know why? Because they're on the road, and they suck on the road.
Can I say something?
No.
Please?
No.
Please?
Yo, what I say?
You
look.
What you got to say, Mike?
Look at me. You look at me. Frankie, the fucking Yankee. If I say no, it's no. Don't throw that bullshit on here. Don't do it. You got me?
Can I say something?
Oh, my God. Go ahead.
Fuck you, Gonzo. That's all I want to say. Yeah. Look at me when I'm talking to you.
We don't allow that type of talk on here. If you can't keep it correct, you can't be on the show. Mike, I'm going to give you another shot.
Hey, Mr. Gonzalez, with an S and a Z, I bet $5 on a 20-leg parlay that was $10,000 in total. And the Reds want to decide they want to play baseball and win the other night.
Oh,
I hit every leg.
Hey, but Mike, at the end of the day, Mike, but at the end of the day, your team has still lost to the Reds. What do you think
I
about this
know.
Cubs team? Let's talk about this Cubs team for a minute, Mike.
Jay, don't you start. Jay, let
No,
somebody else take
I'm
that
not. I'm
topic.
not. I'm not. No, calm down, Frank. You don't know where I'm going yet. Let me finish my sentence. Let me finish, and then you can say that. No, Mike. Seriously, no. And I'm being in all
Hey,
seriousness.
Mikey.
Like I will tell you right now, and Frankie knows this, man. My Astros are basically off to the same start we were last year. We're going to go down damn near to last place before we come back up. So that's where my Astros are. But let me ask you this. The Chicago Cubs have made some really good upgrades with Dansby Swanson and so forth. But yet you're losing to the Reds. I just want to know, what is your opinion? It's the beginning of the season. It's the beginning of the season. But what is your realistic expectations? What is your realistic expectations for your Chicago Cubs this year? Like, where do you see this playing? You're there at Wrigley Field. What is your expectations for these guys?
I think exciting. It's going to be fun baseball, and I think that's what it's going to come down to. And when our starters start, we're going to win every game. But when our bullpen comes in, it's going to be pretty bad. I mean, we were in it with the Reds every single game until our bullpen came in. We got some young guys coming off Tommy John. We got some guys that honestly don't belong in the league, and I'm not going to name names because I like those guys. They're great guys. They're just not great ball players yet. So I think some of them need to develop a little bit more, and I think other ones are just kind of.
He's talking to you, Merriweather.
No, I'm definitely talking to Merriweather. I didn't even know who to. Jay, can I curse one time?
Yes, one time, Mike, but don't let it be too. Is it going to be real bad? If it's the B, F, or MF, you're good. Even the S word is okay.
I didn't know who the fuck Merriweather was until he came on. I thought that was a GTA bank in Grand Theft Auto 5. That's really just all I knew about it. I didn't know nothing about no Merriweather. So, I'm waiting for guys. I'm waiting for some dogs like Javier Assad, Ben Brown, a bunch of other guys, Cody Hoyer. I'm really excited about those guys coming up. But right now, man, I mean, it's the beginning of the year, so I want Jay to take a screenshot for Gonzo real quick and show that the Reds are first in the division, because I'm pretty sure that's the last time we'll see that this year. But I mean, pull up that Cubs comment from Mike Glenn with one N. I'm talking about him right now. But I think the Cubs are all right. I think they're all right. Dansby Swanson is off to the hottest start in Cubs history. He's batting like 500 something right now, and it's really cool. And I told Frankie from the beginning of the year, this isn't going to be like a conversation. And, Chris Gonzo is the same way. We're excited about the young guys, but we also know we're not going to be competing with the Astros or the Yankees within a minute of this rebuild. So I'm just excited for what's to come. I think it's really dope. And I just saw Anthony Rizzo hit his first home run the other day. Yeah.
Hey, Damien.
Hey, question.
So, Damien, you saying you want to make another bet, Damien? Because we can do that.
Look, Damien can't even spell the word bet. Leave that boy alone.
Hey, Damien, I'll make you apologize. Okay? Damien, I'll make you apologize to me on Unscripted again. Keep playing.
He spells bet BEAT because he's always used to getting beat.
Hey, hey, hold on a minute now. Listen, guys, speaking of baseball, speaking of craziness, speaking of pitch clocks and everything, Machado was kicked out yesterday. So, according to Machado, he said, and I watched the video, it was pretty close. I mean, it was really, really tight. I saw him put his hand up like he was calling timeout when we were between the 8 and 7 second on the pitch clock. The umpire said, nope, you didn't get it. You didn't get the timeout in time. Machado starts to argue it. He says some things to the ump that when asked about what he said would stay between him and the umpire. That kind of tells you that he said some off-color stuff, and he gets ejected from the game. This is not the first time. And Machado, if you go back to spring training, was also called on the strike on the pitch clock. Do you see some stuff like this going forward?
Oh, I mean, yeah, you probably see it. But, no, Jay, again, Gonzo, this one's not your fault, so I love you. But I had another parlay. All the legs hit. All I needed was one hit. I needed one base hit from Manny Machado, and you get ejected in the first because you're crying about a rule that affects everybody. This affects everybody. And you also understand these rules. And you want to sit here and cry about your 11-year, $300 million deal not being enough, so you reconstruct it, get another $300 million and another 10 years onto your deal, and now you're going to sit here and act like you're a prima donna and tell me that, it's not fair because this, and that. Bro, get in the Sorry, Jay. One more time. Get in the fucking box.
No, you're okay to say that. Yeah, because that's exactly the way I feel. I'm like, bro, take your L and move
Here's
on.
my thing. You're complaining, but the
Let's
umpire,
go! Let's go!
the umpire doesn't have to grant you timeout, right?
No, and that's the beauty of it is I understand
throw.
if there was 5 seconds left and you still had time, you can call time. And if he doesn't give it to you, cool. But you waited till there was a second left, and then you want to call time. Get out of here, bro. That's
Fucking Volpe.
Yeah,
Volpe got
'cause it's umpire's discretion, right? When it gets that close, when it gets right there around 8 seconds, that's umpire's
They're on
discretion
that
whether
line,
it grants time or not.
It's like you're about to lose
Now-
a video game and you turn it off
I
right
don't know
before
if you-
And
know
again,
if you really
if you're going to
should've
call
got-
timeout, hold on. If you're going to call timeout, why are you waiting until it gets down to 8? Why are you not calling timeout when the pitch clock is like 10 or 9? It's your fault you waited because you're wanting to adjust your little gloves that you want to wait until it gets down to damn near 8 or 7 to where you're going to allow controversy to play in. Come on, don't be an idiot, Machado, you dumbass. I'm sorry, I'm going to say it. You're a dumbass
Well, the
for
thing
waiting
is,
until
though-
8 seconds when you could have called timeout at 10, took in your little batting gloves, and then came back in the damn plate. Machado, you're an idiot, and it's your fault, you dumbass.
Well, the thing is, Jay, there is
Yeah,
no
you
controversy.
dumbass.
There's no controversy because it's his own fault because the umpire don't have to grant time. That's umpire discretion. If
And,
you-
and,
I think
and that's
it was
you're
Machado-
right. The
I think it was
umpire
Machado
doesn't.
waiting. So I think it was Machado trying to see, kind of playing games, trying to see what the umpire was going to let him get away with. See if he could play a little bit of mind games with the pitcher, doing it right there at the last second. And the umpire said no, that it ain't happening. And I don't know what he said to the umpire to get thrown out.
yeah.
Oh, he probably said a few things. And again, Melvin has to go out there and defend his player because he has to keep
Wait
him
a
happy.
But at the
minute.
same
time, if I'm
Frankie, you okay over
Melvin
there?
in private, I'm pulling Machado into my office. I'm like, look, Manny, you can't wait to 8 seconds, guy.
I'm about to show you what I'm eating. Hold on, I'm about
You
to show
gotta,
you what I'm
if you're
eating.
going to call timeout, call it at 10 seconds. Wait to see what the umpire does because, like Gonzo said, just because you're a mega millionaire doesn't mean automatically you're going to get timeout. Maybe the umpire sees it differently.
Look how fat this is. It's got mad grams in there. I'm about to say, oh my god, hard, bro. Sorry, Jay.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm Frankie the Yankee, bro. I don't get yelled at. I do the yelling.
ASAP does not support in any kind of way any drugs that may be conduced or assumed in a state where it may not be legal.
Jay, it saves lives and it helps glaucoma.
I understand that. Do you have a medical card stating that, Frankie?
I do.
Your mama.
I do. It's not medical, but I have a card.
No, but
Jay, I know when you were younger, nobody could sneak and do nothing with you.
no, that's not true.
When Jay was
Jay
young,
was-
Not true.
Jay was
That's
snitching.
not true. Listen, there's been more than enough dirt in my life that people had stuff on me. Okay, it is what it is.
Stop
It is
snitching,
good.
Dre. Stop
Hey, let me
dry
ask you
snitching.
this. Hey, so today starts, I believe it's today. Correct me if I'm wrong, Gonzo, but today I believe starts the Masters first round. McElroy is trying, and I know some of you guys don't follow golf, but I got to talk about this because it is history making. He's going to be, if he gets the Masters, if McElroy wins the Masters, he becomes number 6 on the list of people that have gotten the Grand Slam. Only 6. Look, golf is as old as baseball. Golf goes back to the 1800s, okay, just like everything else does. And if he gets that, he's and then over 100 years of this sport, he will have become the 6th guy to have a Grand Slam. I don't know, man. Do y'all think McElroy gets it? You don't think he gets it?
You know what I think? I think Anthony Rizzo wins AL MVP. Boom! Yeah.
No, Jay, the first round starts tomorrow. Yeah, first round starts tomorrow. Today, today is the par three challenge. I think McElroy has a chance, but I actually think Justin Thomas is going to be the one to win the Masters. I like Thomas and John Rahm is who
I
I
like
like.
you pretty boy.
I suck at golf.
I mean, and it's interesting because
I'll tell you what else you suck at.
McIlroy last year. If you watched it last year, McIlroy finished he finished second place in the Masters last year, and he got really close. I mean, he wasn't too far off, and I feel like this year, he learned what he needed to do this year to finally get the Masters, and I do think, and I'm going to watch it pretty closely, but. Because I do look, I'm not into. I played golf. Golf is a really hard sport to play, but I admire those who can play it, man.
No, I'll be watching it tomorrow. I think he has a chance, but the key for McIlroy, which I can say, you can say the same thing for about everybody. Right? You got to hit the fairways.
Oh, absolutely. And let's be honest, the two biggest things about Augusta that we know about is number one, they got long fairways. It means you got to have a hell of a drive. You got to be a good driver.
Not only are they long, but they're narrow.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. You have to have a good driving prowess, and you have to have a good putter's touch. If you can drive the ball and you got a good putter's touch, then you got a good shot at winning the Masters. But that, again, like Gonzo said, those fairways are narrow, and so it does pose a lot of problems to achieve both of those feats. And the wind. Gonzo, Augusta gets really windy, so they got to fight the wind too.
Wait, Augusta's a place?
And Jay, the difference is on Thursday it's going to be like almost 80 degrees, and on the weekend it's supposed to be like 70, 65, 50. So with that weather change and getting colder, that's going to speed the greens up.
Oh, absolutely.
Like you said, the wind. So the weekend's going to be tough.
Is Tiger Woods playing, Jay?
Yes, Tiger's playing.
He is playing.
I know that.
This is one of the few times you'll see Tiger Woods playing.
You can get him at plus 10,000.
I know Tiger.
You can get him at plus 10,000 if to win it all.
10,000.
Yep.
That's bad.
Don't do it, Mike.
Dude,
I'm finna bet on that.
I'm on that bet like I'm betting on this glizzy. You feel me?
You eating a hot dog?
A glizzy.
Oh,
I'm a glizzy gobbler.
But with McIlroy, if he hits the fairway, he'll have a shot because of his iron game. He has a great iron game. Him, Justin Thomas, Rahm, Tiger. If he could hit fairways, could have a chance. I can't pick Tiger because he hasn't played enough. It's hard to win a major when you don't play in tournaments to ramp up to the major.
Yeah, I need that.
No, I agree. But I will say this. And Gonzo, it's true. Even with the injuries that Tiger has sustained, Augusta is one of those courses that Tiger always plays well on. Even with the limited physical conditions that his body has taken, Augusta is just one of those special places that Tiger Woods can be Tiger Woods. And even when he's got a body that's gone through hell, who's probably got more metal in his right leg than the space shuttle has or something. I mean, the guy still plays well at Augusta. That's when he shines at Augusta.
Jay,
the rest of them, not so much. But Augusta, I'm telling you.
There's one more thing about the Masters that's interesting. 7 of the last 13 winners currently play on the Live Tour now.
Anthony Price, you saying because I'm old that plays golf? Come on now.
He's a veteran, Anthony. They all play golf. They all do it.
One time
they don't use golf balls or.
I do. Hey, you know what? I'll tell you this, man. I'll tell you this, man. I remember when I first played golf. I said, "This has got to be the easiest damn sport to play. It's a little ass white ball. It's a freaking golf club. I can hit the shit out of this." Nah, I hit the shit out of it. The problem is, instead of the damn ball going straight, it always went left or right.
That's what she said.
Jay, it's all about your follow through. All about your follow through.
It probably is about the follow through.
I'm terrible.
Actually, it's about keeping the driving hand straight and the eye and the head down and not looking before the ball leaves. There's a lot of different nuances about golf I have found out. But anyway,
I'm a really good golfer.
No, you're not, Frankie. Be quiet. Frankie, no, you will not. By the way, I'm not here to promote anything, but I will just say, curveball, whiskey. You're not going to believe this, Rob Scott. but there is a barbecue flavored whiskey, and I'm telling you, Rob Scott, I drank this last night, and I thought I was drinking liquid smoked brisket, and I don't know.
That's some white people shit. We don't drink whiskey with skulls written on it.
We here at ASAP do not condone, nor do we accept.
You high as hell.
Hey, Rob Scott, can you see that?
I see it. I don't know if I would try it, but
hey, original barbecue whiskey. I'm just saying, Rob Scott. It'll change your life. It'll change your life.
Nah, I'm gonna let you keep that one, Jay.
No. You say that, but it's great stuff. Anyway,
I mean it.
moving on. That was a shameless plug for Curveball. Question: what's y'all's thoughts on Austin Eckler losing his respect for Chargers because they aren't trying to give him a contract extension?
What's my thoughts? He needs to quit being a crybaby. Nobody cares. The Chargers don't care if he respects the Chargers.
Nah,
put up better numbers, and they'll give you the contract extension you want.
Hey, he's going to stay healthy too. Unlike the typical Chargers, he always gets hurt.
Hold on, Craig. You just said put up better numbers?
I didn't say that. Gonzo said that.
He's low-key really good, though.
Why would you say that? This man he's a beast.
Yeah, and by the way, Frank, please understand who is said it before you excuse me.
Hold on, Jay, shut your mouth. This is between me and Chris right now. You shut your mouth. Get your mouth away from the mic. What'd you say, Chris?
I said receiving, he's done pretty good for him, but running between the tackles, trying to run the ball, he hasn't ran the ball very well for him.
What happened to Frankie?
He's been running the ball great last season. He was basically the only man stepping up for the Chargers last year. Mike Williams kept getting hurt. Keenan Allen was hurt.
Gonzo, tag me in. Gonzo, tag me in. I got you.
Shut up.
Wrong.
He's bald. He's bald as fuck. I'm not paying someone who's bald. You can't run and you can't grow hair. Cry about it. Hey,
you know what's crazy to me? Hey, you know what's crazy?
I don't cry.
And this, hey, Frankie, you know what I hate right now is the fact that we let go of we let go of Zeke, and now the Cowboys are seriously thinking about bringing him back.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's actually an intelligent conversation.
Yeah, you bringing him back on a minimum deal.
I know you bring him back on a minimum deal, but bro, I don't believe in him. Like you don't
have to believe in him. You know why? Because we're fans. At the end of the day, we're fans. You might hate Jalen Carter, but if he becomes the Bears, then he's a Bear, and there's nothing I can do about it. Because I'm a
Mikey. If you're not careful, I'm about to pull an Anthony Rendon on you.
I don't know what that means. You won't get fired.
You know what it means.
Hold on. You want to call that for what it is? First of all, I'm moving everybody out. Anthony Rendon. Hi, Rob Scott. You could stay.
Thank you, Mike. Hey, everybody. How's everybody doing today?
What the hell? Get out of here. I'm having a moment. It'll take 5 seconds. Give me 5 seconds of y'all time. Please, Frankie, give me 5.
That's what she said. Just give me 5 seconds.
Then thank you. Just give me 5. Anthony Rendon, you called the man who called you a bitch and apologized. You already got suspended. I'm not apologizing. You can suspend me. I'm not apologizing. That was soft. That was a PR stunt. We talked on the phone, and I'm a fan, and I go to games too, so I completely understand. Never once I gone to a game and called someone a bitch. Actually, I said that to Yasmani Grandal one time, but that's unrelated, and that's me, and that's not you. So I don't want to hear it. He should have smacked the fuck out of that fan. Fuck that fan, and fuck everybody saying that he deserves to be suspended. That's bullshit. Don't touch a player. Or I'm going to touch you. We can come back to the show now. Gonzo, take it away.
Hey, let me ask you guys a question. Hey, real quick, if you don't mind.
Did the fan touch your first?
Yeah. Well, no. But you touched me after I touched you. So if you touch me after I touch you, you're going to get touched again. Right, Rob? Come on,
real
Rob.
quick. Hey, if we can for a minute. Hey, hold on, Mike. Hold on. If we can for a minute. You know, Joel Embiid did something the other night. He scored 52 points on the Celtics.
Back to back 50-point games, baby.
Hey, hold on. Hey, he did one of a couple of things. He actually was right there with Wilt Chamberlain, believe it or not. 13 times. 13 times. Embiid was double teamed and still managed to find a way to score. He scored 52 points. Half or over half of the points in the second half alone came from Embiid. Let me ask you this. People are saying, Doc Rivers specifically is saying that the MVP race is over and that that Embiid is the clear-cut MVP. I don't see it that way. I see it that he had a hell of a good game against a really good team, and he did some extraordinary things. But at the end of the day, I don't think that is enough that gives him the clear-cut MVP.
Jay,
Mike,
he just had back-to-back 50-point games.
Hold on. We're gonna go in. Everybody's gonna get their opportunity. I promise.
Hey, hold on. No. I'm my opportunities now. You ain't. Hold
on. You know what? Let me tell you something. No. You don't control this show, so I love you, but you don't control this.
You don't need.
Damn, get him out of here.
You don't control it either, jabroni man.
No, you know what? Hey, listen, I'm.
What's going on here?
It ain't me because I don't control it.
He don't even know he's out of the show. He's still talking.
Like you, jabroni man.
Hey, back-to-back 50-point games to me sound like an MVP.
Scott?
That's all I'm saying.
Like the fit today, check me out.
We're gonna do this in orderly fashion. There's one moderator. Gonzo elected me. Y'all either gonna respect this shit or I'm gonna end the stream. However you want to play it. I will hit the end button quick and I will tell you.
Man.
Hey, all right. Well, then Mike's gone. I don't really give a damn.
Jay, you can't be the moderator because you overtalk everybody.
No, that's not. You know what? I don't have to listen to you. I can just do this, and you can leave. No offense, but we're gonna run this show in an orderly fashion.
It's not in order. You overtalk everybody.
Oh, he cut me. Damn. What a jerk.